laughter.
Well, how else are you gonna, enjoy a nice bourbon?
And you kind of went animalistic on tobacco buying, haven't you?
And the Rocky Patel Pure and Simple. I don't know, that thing just tastes so good.
Aficionados, and welcome to another Great Lakes podcast show. It's another week, and boy, this week really went fast. We hope you all have your great smoking doobie in your hand or a pipe, whatever you're going to smoke tonight, and a little bit of music in the background. Very nice, Kyle. We hope you're drinking something smooth and cold like we are here tonight.
And full of alcohol.
Is that what it is? It's alcohol indeed.
It's called bourbon.
Nice.
Hey, we got an exciting guest tonight. As you've been reading the post and all, we have a wonderful, I'm going to say a real American, a military man, a police officer, retired, and has stayed up for the red, white, and blue. We're excited to have him on.
A true patriot.
A true patriot,
There
indeed.
you go.
Indeed. So we're going to be bringing him on shortly. Thanks a lot for everybody joining us.
I understand he's got so much to say that we're going to actually go out for a walk and let him take the show.
Well, he could. I mean, he's on a show called CIGAR Talk, with Mr. Ron Jones, a friend of ours. And Rob suggested that let's get him on board because he does have a lot to say in the smoking world. But for all you newbies and everybody out there, we'll just do a little quick introduction. My name is Ron Pecorini. This is my brother, Bob Pecorini. Guys? We got the man behind the curtain, sitting there, the technician himself, Mr. Kyle Gesso.
Hey.
And that's what you get out of him.
Hey,
okay.
Man from Oz over there.
Hey,
and then we got the
I'm
man
busy running a show
in
here.
Floridaville there, enjoying himself with little Jimmy Buffettville. We got our cousin Frank. How are you,
Hello,
cousin?
everyone. Hello.
And we got another guest in the audience.
Studio, as usual. Lately, it's been a wonderful summer having him up here. We don't know what's going to happen when the snow starts, so we'll take advantage of it. One of our very own Chicago Pipe Club board member, should I say, Mr. Jeff Rice.
What's up, Jeff?
Thank you. How you guys doing? Hey, by the way, did you guys hear the bad news today?
What's that?
That Governor Newsom in California signed a bill against flavored tobacco.
Oh, I heard that was coming, so he finally did it. Huh? All flavored tobaccos no longer be sold in the state.
Patriots,
that has a lot of problems.
We got to fight, and we got to fight. We cannot let our government stop us from enjoying our passion.
We have a voice, and we better use it.
Yeah, we have to. But we'll get into it a little later with our special guest. The rest of you folks, just to let you know, we do have a few sponsors that we like to introduce and sneak it in, and we try to get it in the beginning because our guests, as of late, have been nonstop. They can't even come up for air. They remind me of me. But anyway, Kyle has a couple of posts.
He doesn't stop. He's like
I'm the ever-ready battery, except that's not
chatterbox.
That's the Energizer battery.
Part of the show.
But even off camera.
I know. Hey, Kyle, who's our three sponsors?
And in true form, he still can't get anything right. It's Energizer batteries, not Ever Ready.
Ever Ready.
I've already went out of business 30 years ago.
He is them at his best.
Ever Ready.
I'm ever ready.
All right, our first sponsor is DAV Cigars out of New York. Our friends Val and Armin are putting out fantastic smokes, and they are in most every boutique. And if they aren't in their boutique, reach out to them on their webpage. They have email addresses. They'll get you in contact of how to get their cigars through online sources to you can enjoy their brand of cigars. Our second sponsor is RNA Treasures out of Tampa Bay, Florida. These guys have a warehouse full of pipes and pipes accessories in their possession, and they are wheeling and dealing those cigars. If you follow them on their social media, every Tuesdays there are $3 pipes that they put out. Today was
$2. I mean,
today was unfinished
today was
French
$12,
billiard.
I think. Unfinished
French
Italian
billiard
briars,
or Italian
right?
briar, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these prices are like insane. I mean, it reminds me of the old Crazy Eddie commercials, you know? These prices are insane.
And then we've
Nobody
got
knows that guy, Bob. He was arrested a long time ago.
Oh, I know.
and then we've
It's a
got
New York thing.
our third sponsor of the Chicagoland Pipe Collectors Club. These are our home base here in Chicago, and we put on the world's largest pipe show, and that'll be coming up next year, the first weekend in May, right? May? First weekend in May?
First weekend of May every year.
2021. Put it on your calendars, book your flights, book your hotels. We got the show going on. We're not getting shut down 2 years in a row.
No way.
Fight. That's what we got to do. We got to fight for our passion and our love. Anyway.
We have the Briar virus. We got to have that show.
It certainly helps. Anyway, folks, after our special guest tonight, stick around for a wonderful segment from Cousin Frank called Stump the Chooch. Yes, indeed. It's your chance to win a fantastic brand new Briar pipe from RNA Treasures tonight. It's pretty sharp looking. Nice
pipe.
Clean. Tell about Rob. Go take it away.
It is nice. A billiard shape.
Thick walls.
Yeah, nice thick, rusticated. It's a nice looking pipe. Very nice looking pipe.
Maybe I'll give it away tonight. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it is free, but we don't want to give it away. Just
Exactly.
they got to work for it.
Are you going to be loosening your reins tonight, Frank? You loosening the stranglehold there?
I might. I might let the donkeys out.
You know what? Double down. Don't give it away.
Hey, we got a first responder, military man. We're giving away the American pipe, even though it's not American.
Well, it's being given away on our soil. So.
That's it. There you go. Anyway, folks, thanks again for tuning in and enjoying this session with us. It's been a great run. We're having a good time. But now, no further waiting. We're going to
let's get into
the co-host of Cigar Talk, Mr. Bryant Falconer. How are you, Bryant?
Hey, man, I'm doing good.
All right. I like that.
Do what you got to do, man.
Hey, I'm just thankful that you guys, give me an opportunity to just come on your show. I've heard of you. I've heard a couple of shows. Listening to Rob talk about you, man. I'm glad this camera can only get me because he walked in here and took his shirt off. And I was like, oh, God.
Who took their shirt off? Who was that?
Rob.
Was he there, really?
Yeah, he's still here.
Man.
Well, I'm with you. I'm glad you only got one camera going.
Yeah, you could come in a lot closer. You really could. Just like this much.
If he comes in the room, just go full face. Right. Don't let him on.
Run away, you hideous, Rob.
It's amazing. As much as Texas sun as it is down here, he walked in, took that shirt out, it got brighter in his room. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, if he wants to jump on and steal a little bit of your platform.
As long as he's got a shirt on.
Yes. Oh, man, I'm glad to meet you, gentlemen.
More importantly, pants.
Yeah, definitely pants. Do not lower the camera.
This is a family show.
If he came in with no pants, I'd be gone.
Just let me know. I'll hit the blur out button. We gotta make sure we blur everything out.
What's that, Kyle?
So just make sure you let me know so I can hit the blur out button.
Yes, please,
put a big
please.
pixelated thing over.
Delay.
Can you blur it for me, please?
Hale. Let's see what happens. Anyway, so since we're talking about your co-host, tell us a little bit how you got involved, what's going on, a little bit of history about yourself, so our audience begins to learn about you. And now you're hooked up with the streaker, Rob Jones.
Oh yeah, the streaker. Oh man, I was born and raised in East St. Louis, Illinois, 4 hours south of Chicago. Lived there my entire life, left 3 times to go to college, to go to the Army, and then to come to Texas.
Okay.
It's still home to me. I was just back there in June, the end of June, beginning of July. You know, a lot of things have changed, but I still have a lot of friends that are still police officers. So it was an opportunity for me to go and spend some time with them, see the things that have changed and some things that still haven't changed because crime is still crime. But it was just an opportunity to just have a great time back in Illinois. You know, people talk about Illinois, but I tell them, I say, unless you've been there and you live there, I don't want to hear anything you got to say. That's home, baby. That's home. And I came to Texas in 2010. I was still an officer in Illinois. And I came down here. My fiance at that time was living here. And I thought I could make a run at it. I was like, you know, coming from Illinois, you know, you have to be able to adapt to everything because we get everything. We go from 112 to minus 112.
Yeah.
We go
Go
from
madness.
Tsunamis to droughts. So it's just like you have to be able to overcome and adapt. And I got down here to Texas, and it was a rude awakening. But it was a great awakening for me because it gave me an opportunity to grow a little bit more and learn a little bit more in my 40s. My early 40s. So man, all I can say is I thank God for it. I truly do. Because without him, who knows where I'd be, man. But it's just been a true blessing, man. A true blessing.
Now, did you join the force down there too?
No, I actually came down here and I started driving for the city buses. Okay. And my mindset was I was done with law enforcement. I really was.
All right.
I started to see a change in it. And it was a change that I really didn't like. There were a lot of things that were going on. You know, I have my degree in criminal justice. There's a lot of things that I just couldn't see and I couldn't be a part of. And both inside and outside. Right. My brother is a cop. He's a cop in Chicago. My nephew, his son is a Chicago cop. So it's in us. It's right in us. Now? Yeah, right now.
Oh my God. Give him our best. Now. What they must be going through, Brian. I mean, it is like, I'm not going to say war zone the way you know it as your military, but it's a civil war zone down there. Every morning we wake up and there's just death on top of death and murder every morning on WPN. That's what I wake up to.
It was like 60-something people murdered over this past weekend.
And that was a light evening.
Because
shot. I'm sorry, shot.
Yeah, you know. It's weird because our grandfather had passed away in 2007, and he came down for the funeral. And me, him, my 2 sisters, a lot of our cousins that came up from Tennessee, we went out one night in St. Louis. And he was like, man, this is kind of wild. I'm like, what? So the next day, he rode with me on duty. And he came out for like 3 hours with me. He said, man, I got to get out of here. This place is crazy. I said, hold up. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're from Chicago. I'm like, no. He said, man, Brian, he said, we don't deal with craziness like this. I said, hey, but you know, it's the world. So, you know, we have to gear up for it. We put on that uniform every day for a reason, and the reason is to serve.
And thank you for that big time. We all thank you.
We appreciate it, man.
I just got blinded, man. This dude opened the door and had the moon out, man.
No, my God, Rob, what are you doing, man?
This dude is no good, man. And all he doing is laughing. That ain't funny.
I think he set you up there, Bryant. No, I really think that.
Blue moon.
Blue moon indeed.
I got to get my mindset back. But that's the thing I love about Rob, man. How we met. I had been here in Abilene 2 years, and I had didn't have a cigar shop here because I didn't even know there was a cigar shop in Abilene. I would get cigars when I went down to Killeen, Texas, which is at Fort Hood. I'd go down there because I'm a member of a military fraternity, and my ex-wife and my children are down there. So I go down there, I'd load up about $400 or $500 worth of sticks, and I come back to Abilene. One day, I'm working for the state now, and I happen to drive down the street, and I see the sign say the Leaf. I'm like, okay, that could be one or two things. One, I like. The other one, I don't want to be a part of.
It could be.
So I opened the door and I stepped in, and the first thing I smelled was the aroma of pipe smoke and pipe tobacco. I was like, oh, yeah, this is where I need to be. And I became a fixture from that day forward. One day I was sitting there at lunch on my lunch break, and this guy comes in and he walks in and he looks at me. I'm sitting at my table with my back against the wall. You know, that's that military police mindset. I got to be able to see the entrance and egress. I can't have anybody coming up behind me. And
mobsters do the same thing.
Hey, we know how to watch our back.
Oh yes, oh yes. And so he looked at me, and I looked back. You know, you get that police look like what? And he walked on by. And he came back, had a handful of sticks. He paid for them, and then he went and sat down with a group of other gentlemen. Me, I'm an observer. I watch everything. All of a sudden, he just looked up and said, you know, a racist can come over and sit with us. And I looked, I was like, did he just call me a racist? Like,
It's getting scary about this guy. I'm glad we have
you. Like, this dude don't know me. I sat there and I was like, okay, now I'm going to really pay attention to him. So he started talking with those guys, and I was like, oh, he's just an asshole. That's just normal. So I was like, oh, okay, I get it. So he gets up and he walks back. He said, you know, I'm cool with racists. I'm like, me too. And then he just looked at me like, huh? I said, yeah, I don't have a problem with him. You want to sit down? You sit down. And he walked on by. Needless to say, this was the budding of a great friendship because he realized I'm just as big as asshole as he is. Hey,
don't show it on the air, okay? Sit down now.
Never. But it was you know, an opportunity, and then we learned that we love Madden real well, and he has the shed, which is now our studio where we do our filming and taping, and he had a PS4 here. And he called me over. He said, man, come over in this place of Madden. I was like, dude, you don't want that. You know, I started off with the Nintendos and everything. He said, oh, yeah, come on. So we get it. It became I won't say camaraderie because it was very, very heated at times because we're both that competitive. So you sit there and you listen to us and you like, are they really friends? You're like, you know, just back and forth, cussing each other out. And it grew from there. And his mindset was always because he had a vlog going on at one time. And he always wanted to do a podcast about cigars, to bring it out to people, you know, to introduce them to that community. And he started it out. And I knew then, I said, I'm going to be a part of this, but I never said anything. He got about 6 episodes in. And one day we were here playing Madden. And he was actually winning. I got to own up and be honest. He was winning. He was kicking my behind. And then he said, you know what? I got something for you. I was like, well, he said, why don't you want to be a part of the podcast? I said, I already knew I was going to be a part of it. I said, dude, I felt that from the beginning. You got to have some swag because you don't have it. He's like, oh, man, what you trying to say? I was like, hey, I'm the pretty one. I just own up to it.
There
and
you
from
go.
that point on, and Brian and Rob, or Rob and Brian on Cigar Talk was born from there. And it's been, you know, it's been a blessed ride. I really appreciate him bringing me along on this. And like I tell him all the time, man, this is your show. I'm Ed McMahon, bro. You're Johnny Carson. I'm Ed McMahon. I'm your setup guy.
That's the sidekick.
Yes. But
Everybody needs a sidekick.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And it's been a beautiful run. It really has. We getting ready to come up on our 100th episode because we do 1 episode a week. And you know, it's a milestone, and it's a beautiful milestone because we didn't see it getting this far.
Yeah.
And the ability, the content, the camaraderie, the relationships, giving everything about the cigar community to people has allowed us to make it to 100 episodes. And it's just
well, congratulations on that. I just saw that on Facebook. So
congratulations.
Congrats to you guys.
Keep it going.
That's fun. And like you said, a passion that will never come to an end. There's always something going on. And I mean, look, you guys are playing Madden. I guaranteed you're a San Francisco 49er and he's a Kansas City Chief.
This the thing. He a cowgirl.
Yeah.
He a cowgirl. He love cowgirls.
On his show. No.
And see, when you put the picture up there, I was like, oh my God, he did not put that one up. There's a story to that picture.
Well, let's hear it because it was a pretty fake Kansas City Chief hat.
No, it's a San Fran hat.
I know. He photoshopped it on you.
And he photoshopped it afterwards, after they lost the Super Bowl.
Oh.
He put that Kansas City emblem on there. And I was like, no, I got kicked out of 7 San Fran fan groups because of that.
You can't get back on?
Can't get back in them.
Oh, no.
They won't allow me back in because of that hat. And he said back, you know what he does? Every time I bring it up, he laughs. He like, and? But that's a friend. God. But that's a friend, man. And when you put that up, I was like, oh my God, that's the picture he found?
Well, there's a lot of pictures, but, again, we just put the more important ones, and I thought that was a good laugh, and
it was. But man, it's a great relationship that we have that goes from the Leave to Cigar Talk to the community. That's my bud, man. That's my partner over there. He's wild, he's crazy, he's uncouth. Everything, every adjective you can think of, that's him. But he'll have your back whenever things get bad too.
And that's what counts.
Oh yeah,
that's really what counts.
Have you back with some baby oil.
Did you hear him talking about?
He's got baby oil.
Yeah.
Oh no!
See what I'm talking about?
Man, I don't know if we can have a guy like that on the show. Or when he comes on, you do the same thing to him and you give him the right side.
You know I am. See, he'll come and do the show and won't let me know anything about it. Hey, I did the show. You need to go look at it. I'm like, when did you do it? Yesterday. Okay.
Oh, real stiff.
Most definitely. Most definitely. But it's great, and I truly appreciate him giving me an opportunity to be on his show.
You guys live near one another?
Yeah, we're not even 3 miles apart.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
Terrific.
3 miles apart, yeah. The amazing part of it is how our lives have mirrored themselves so much. Same era, grew up in the same eras, same jobs almost. It's amazing. And then when we talk, he's a cowgirl and I love the Niners, but we still have that camaraderie when we can come together and speak about, especially these sticks. That's the one thing that keeps us, on the same common ground, man.
The common language.
So true.
Oh, yes.
Tobacco is the language of our love.
Oh, most definitely. And it doesn't matter. Being a part of Cigar Talk, we get a lot of gifts that people want us to try this or try that, and you realize that, man, there's more than just Monte Cristos in the world.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of great boutique cigars out there, too. And overall, it's just cigars in general.
Our friend Frank there, we opened his eyes up more than the Padrones. I mean, he used to be a Padrone only.
He was only a Padrone smoker.
Now
he's gotten a couple of other ones that he is truly favoring.
Yeah, because they're there. It's not like it used to be in the 30s and 40s where everything was Cuban. You got the Dominicans, Mexico, you have Puerto Rico. I mean, everybody's making a stick, and everybody's making a good stick if you just give it a try.
Coming out of Nicaragua.
Yes. Most definitely. Most definitely, man.
No, I had a Cuban last night, a Monte Cristo from one of my friends.
How was it?
It was tasty.
What Monte?
I've got,
I thought you know.
No. It was tasty, but I got to tell you, the drawer was tough. Tough drawer, and I found that very.
On what, Ron?
It was a Monte Cristo. I don't remember.
A Monte
that's funny.
Dominican.
Hold on. Oh no, Cuban.
That's funny that you said that, because if you remember, Saturday, Tim said the same thing. He had a Monte and he said it was impossible to draw. He actually could not smoke the cigar.
And that's what I've been hearing. And see, I didn't get the blessing. My daughter, my oldest child, she does contract security, federal contract security. And she was in Kuwait 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And she left Kuwait and went to Cuba. She was at
I don't know if you can.
yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
draw on that was hard.
Yes, this draw was
man.
very hard.
Wow.
It was called Anahelos
Yes.
Monty, and I mean, the flavor was great. Put it right on my lips. Oh, it was beautiful. And once I got in there, really good. It was good retroact. But
What?
What?
What was that word? What's a
retread?
Brian, let me tell you a little bit about myself.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to tell you.
Ronnie is not a
from New York
wordsmith by
City,
any means.
and he has another language.
Yes. It's Ronnie's language. It's his own. He enjoys
his
himself.
Whatever
It
I
has
got
nothing to do with New York. Ronnie speaks his own language.
Yes.
But it's amazing how everybody understands.
And that's the truth. That's all that matters. As
And
long
that's
as you
all
understand what I'm saying. Yeah.
But that's
But
okay. I like it that way.
But she was in Cuba at Guantanamo Bay.
Oh, wow.
And she told me, she said, well, Daddy, you can come over for 30 days. I was like, what? I can come to Cuba for 30 days? And I got to worry about where I stay. She said, no, you can stay with me. It's like, oh, yeah.
Wow.
Then COVID hit.
Bad timing.
Bad time.
Shut the island down, especially the naval base.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Yeah.
So it was like, she spent her last, 4 months? And she's like, Daddy, I was waiting on you. She said, they won't even let us go to the main island.
Oh.
They ferry us one day over to get supplies, and then we come back. And that's it. I was like,
Well,
man.
supplies consist of cigars, right?
No, because they would not let them. They would not let them go. They took them in a van, took them where they had to go. They were with them because they didn't want them, mingling with any of the populace because they didn't want to bring anything back to the base.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Sidetracked. They didn't want to get him sidetracked.
True. So
Yeah.
she
I
came
like
back.
that, Frank.
Yes, perfectly. She came back to the United States. This is September now, so it was early March. No, correction, May. She came back in May, and I was like, "You didn't bring me anything back?" She said, "Daddy, they wouldn't allow us to do anything." The day I flew out, they put us on the van, took us straight to the airfield, put me on the C-130, and flew me right up out of there. I was like, "Wow."
Man, you had that opportunity.
And COVID took it from me.
Yeah. It was a small window.
Mhm.
Small.
Very small, very small.
And I'm a big man, so I didn't fit.
I wasn't going to say that.
Hey, I'm 6 feet 300, so I'm a big man. I did not fit.
Okay.
Nice.
Was there any football in your early days?
Oh man, I was a high school. I was a running back in high school. I went to college as a running back. I went to Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee. The reason I wound up in Lane was because my high school coach blackballed me. My mother was a teacher in District 189 in East St. Louis, and her thing was education. And my junior year, I practiced we used to have 3-a-day practices during the summer. So you dog me out all summer long at 3-a-day as the running back. Then you come at the end of 3 days, so I'm gonna move you somewhere else. No, you ain't.
Yeah.
He said, yes, we are. You can get off my field. I was like, I guess I'll go. He said, you ain't walking off with my equipment. So I walked. Our field was not behind the school. Our field was 4 blocks from the school. So I took all that stuff off and walked from the field back to the gym in my jock strap.
I was gonna say that, yeah. So you started mooning before Rob started mooning, huh?
Peace, baby. Got back
Not
there.
for anything, but if I was walking behind you, I'd be running across the street.
Yeah, man. I sat out my junior year, came back my senior year. The team's like, man, we need you. So I did it for the team. And Michigan State was looking at me. They were looking at me and Lorenzo White for running back. And the Michigan State scout came to Lincoln, and I sat down and talked with me. My grade point average was perfect because, like I said, my mother was a teacher. She didn't play the game.
Sure.
She actually wanted me to be a doctor.
Okay.
So I couldn't have bad grades.
Gynecologist? What did you do?
No, I was going to be a pediatrician. I was not going that route. Even though that was on my mind, my mom was like, "Oh no, we're not playing that game." So they look at Rob turning around, man, go on. So he told him, he said he's not a team player. He told him what happened my junior year, and they was like, okay, no more interest. So I wound up going Division III, Tennessee. Got down there, it was too slow for me. Came back home, went to SIU Carbondale in Carbondale, Illinois. Did half a season there, got hurt. Came home, rehabbed, joined the United States Army.
There you go.
That's the best move you could have done.
Oh yes. I wound up stationed at Fort Lewis in Seattle, Tacoma, Washington. I was a starting running back on the post team.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, took them to the post championships 2 years in a row. You know, it was great for me because serving my country and still being able to do what I enjoyed was love for me, because it was like, okay, I'm here. I love this. I'm on the West Coast. Yes. And see, being from Illinois, I had never seen the ocean before. So I get
Oh, wait, Lake Michigan's an ocean, isn't it?
No.
Yes, it almost is.
I seen some waves come off that lake, and I'm like,
yes.
wow.
Especially in the winter. I saw that winter effect ice snow coming out. I was like, man, what is this coming at? And my brother's like, he said, that's a wave. I'm like, dude, that ain't no wave. That's a wall.
Right over the wall onto the highway.
Yes. But I got to see the Pacific Ocean, you know. People talk about Seattle, say it's rain, rain, rain. Yeah, because everywhere you look is green.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere you look is green in Seattle. Everywhere in Washington. I got to go to Mount Rainier, go to Canada, go to California. It was just a blessing, man. And then I came back home.
Mount Rainier, did you take the train up the hill?
Yes,
the mountain.
Took the train up the mountain.
That's pretty unbelievable.
Oh yes, and it's kind of scary too.
And everything.
Yeah. It's kind of scary too. And being military was free. I was like, I'm gonna die for something I got for free.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a storm getting ready to start, and I'm gonna die on the Mount Rainier right outside Fort Lewis. But it was fun. It really was, and it was an opportunity to see another part of the United States, and I truly enjoyed it. I came back home, like I said, found a few jobs, railroaded for a little while, and then I've always wanted to be a cop, and the opportunity came, and I left the railroad to be a cop. Folks told me I was crazy. I was like, nah, man, when you love something, you do it
in your
for free.
heart, it's a passion.
Oh, yeah.
You got to get rid of it.
You do it for free.
Now, the question is, if you're in the same position nowadays, would you go back and be a cop?
The way the situation is now?
That's
when I first, it is, because when I first started off as a police officer, I thought I could save the world and solve every crime. I got told this joke by my FTO, he was Sergeant Garrett in the Venice, Illinois Police Department. And I used to run everything. Sergeant Garrett said, Faulkner, he said, you ever heard the joke about the young bull and the daddy bull? I was like, no, Sergeant, what you talking about? He said, come here. He said, there was this young bull and a daddy bull on the hill. And the young bull said, Daddy, let's run down the hill and all those cows down there. The dad was like, huh? He said, why don't we just walk down there and get them all? I didn't understand that in the beginning. I was like, man, Sergeant Garrett, you crazy, man. He's like, all right, you'll see. Give me a year later, enough whoopings. The street showed me who it was. I never knew. We was on a call one day. He actually got there before I did. And I pulled up and I said, hey, Sergeant Garrett. He's like, what's up, Faulkner? I said, you remember that joke you told me? He's like, yeah. I said, got it. Got it.
Yeah.
He said, you sure? I said, hey, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that mentality helped me because it was more about serving, protecting, and being a part of the community versus standing there with a badge and a gun saying, you're going to do this and you're going to do that.
Yeah.
I got more respect. I got more, people would come to me with issues. They would come to me with things that I never thought. And there were other officers that's like, man, why did they come tell you all this stuff? Because I'm a part of the community. I'd pull into on the street and I get out my vehicle and walk down the street. I'd play with the kids as I was walking down the street because they needed to know that the police we're not the bad guys. That's what I used to try to tell them.
Yeah.
I'm not the bad guy, because when everything goes bad, you're going to be looking for me.
Of course. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's the mentality I wanted them to understand.
Right now has changed drastically.
Oh, yes.
You know?
Oh, yes.
They've been made out to be the villain.
And
so it's really unfortunate because I don't know if they can ever get that respect back at this point.
But it comes down to being a citizen again. You know, you have those few rotten apples, and as you know, the old ad is a few rotten apples spoil the bunch.
Yep.
But once you figure out who those rotten apples are and you get them out, you still have a good core, and you build off that good core. Because
there's 5% of garbage anywhere.
Yes.
There is.
Yes.
You know,
It's like anything.
and again,
Anything.
because of today's system, and because of this stupid thing called a cell phone, social media, it's all twisted and combined, and it just makes that 5% look like it's 95%.
95%, but it's not.
When has
It's
the
not.
police been vilified like this? It's out of control.
It is. You know, I grew up respecting the police. I truly did. You know, I come from East St. Louis. Cops will whoop our behinds. I mean, they'll take their belts off and whoop us our behinds, take us home and tell my mama and my dad what I did. Then I get another one.
That's right.
That's the way we grew up.
You know, my uncle was a police officer in East St. Louis. He was a sergeant. You know, he didn't play that game with me. He's like, Brian, he said, I better not ever see your face down there or your name across any of my blotters. You know, I was scared. My mother was a teacher. My uncle was a police officer. My dad was a postman. Everybody knew my family.
And they all
I couldn't do anything. Yeah. So it's a mind state.
Different time.
Well, it's also probably because the respect that you had for your family name. And that's why.
Oh, my grandfather instilled that in me. He told me, he said, you better not sully my name. I was like, what you talking about? He said, He said, I've had that name 60-something years and ain't nothing ever happened because of it. He said, you better not sully my name. And I was scared of my grandfather because he walked around with a 38 in his back pocket. Every pair of jeans he had an imprint of that 38. And he worked for McDonnell Douglas. He was not a cop.
Okay, all right.
He didn't play the game. He was serious about his name, and it was about the respect. He taught me about respect and honor. He said, you know, people don't care what you know. They want to know who you are.
Yeah.
And when they know who you are, if you're a good guy, you'll always be that good guy. But if you're a knucklehead, if you're a butthole, he said, nobody ever have a conversation with you. They'll see you coming and they'll walk away. And it's true. Because I saw that as a cop. Guys will walk up on the scene and folks, I'll catch you later. I'm like, where y'all going? Oh, so-and-so coming. Now look at so-and-so. Yeah, I can understand. I mean, you the biggest knucklehead in the city. Nobody wants to be around you because they know it's going to be drama. So
but that was something that took place, you know, not even just because someone was a cop. It was taught to us. Respect. You respected everybody. You know, you went to your friend's house. It was Mr. So-and-so.
Oh, yes.
So-and-so.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yeah. And, you know, and it was, well, when we grew up, even though it was New York, there was a community that you knew people 10, 15, 20 blocks away.
Most
definitely. If you did something over there, believe me, by the time you got home, your parents already knew about it because they got the call.
They got the call. And I I tell everybody, because everybody's like, well, I've always been a big guy, but I was always fast. I mean,
I'm a running back. You might be,
I'm at 230, 240, but I'm running a 440. And folks are like, man, how you get that fast? I was like, man, my mama told me the street lights better not ever catch me. And I told Rob about it. I said, I knew because we had the gas street lights in East St. Louis. And when they come on, you hear the I knew I had exactly 30 seconds before that light flick, and it was on. So I never went anywhere that I was not 30 second all-out sprint away.
Well, that's how we knew it's time to go home. When
I heard it
came on. You knew that was the time.
See, my mother was like,
you didn't have to have anything. Oh, the street lights coming on. It's time to go.
To go. And folks will see me. I go Faulkner. I'm sprinting. Slide in the yard. My mom was like, yeah, you almost didn't make it that time. As long as I made it.
Probably sitting there timing you.
But as long as I was in the yard, she was okay, though. You know, As long as you make it in the yard, you're okay. You can stay out a little bit longer. But the point was, I could not be out in them streets when that street light hit. So it was just.
I think the problem with me was that my mom hit me so hard with the wooden spoon that it slowed me down.
The wooden spoon? Oh, bro, I know about a wooden spoon. I tried to get rid of that spoon. It was like a Ouija board.
But there was 10 of them in the house.
Those a lot broke.
It was only one, and it was like a Ouija board. It just kept coming back. My mother would give me Hot Wheels and Hot Wheel tracks for Christmas. They disappeared. The tracks would. Because I'd get with the Hot Wheel tracks, chonklers, the wooden spoon, and I got a mark on my head right now from a skip.
The carpet beater.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a tennis racket at the end.
Oh, yeah.
My mother was a teacher. 1 block away from Dunbar Elementary School was a shoemaker. Mm-hmm. He made paddles for the entire district. My mother had this thin rubber paddle that when she swung it, and all the teachers had, when she swung it, it bent and flat back. So she swing once and you get hit. Pop!
So it had English on it. It curved right in.
And then my mom had a paddle that had the holes cut out through it, so she didn't have air resistance when she swung it.
Like high school, like a paddle ball.
High school. All the high school coaches had those paddles.
Can you imagine today if they even hit one catch?
I was a coach. I was a football coach, assistant football coach, high school assistant football coach in St. Louis, 2008, 2007, 2008, 2009, before I came to Texas. And I was a cop at the same time. And I had a lot of inner city kids on my team. Uh-huh. They had a lot of potential. I even sent one to the pros, Roran Thomas. He got drafted by Jacksonville. I was offensive coordinator. He was my quarterback. But they knew that I didn't play that game with them because I was like, who you gonna call? I'm the cops. Who you gonna call? Whatever I do, you gonna call, they're gonna come see me. They're like, okay, and keep going. So you got to deal with me. And it built a relationship because now on Facebook, the oldest guy that played for me, he's 27. All of them are friends with me on Facebook, and they all sought me out. You know, one of them got married. He said, Coach, can you please come back and be a part of my wedding? I was like, what do you mean? I ain't talked to you in 7, 8, 9 years. He's like, no. He said, the way you and Coach Houston, who was the head coach, he said, man, the way you treated me when I was young, I had lost my dad, but you guys showed me that y'all really cared for me. Y'all loved me. He said, man, I love you. I was like, wow. That's an impression.
It's nice to know that you had that presence, that you were able to really save some people.
And that's all I tried to do. Me and my first wife got divorced. And my son, I had 3 children by her, 2 girls and a boy. And my son had to come live with me. And I'm still a cop. And my thing was I wanted to show him that what you see on television and the videos on those games is not true. That is a lie. I used to make him ride with me on Wednesdays, which I thought was the easiest night, but he would see things. He'd like, man, Daddy, this is wild. I said, no. And he noticed and observant like me. He said, why is that guy always on the corner? I said, because he has nothing else to do. Every Wednesday you come out with me, that same guy standing on the same corner at the same time doing the exact same thing because he has nothing to do. I said, I don't want you to ever, I don't ever want you to be that way. You got a mind, you can do whatever you want to do, but as long as you put your foot forward, then you can achieve those things.
Yeah.
Well, your son was certainly, I guess you can say, lucky that he had your guidance and your ways of how becoming a good human.
Now, does he smoke cigars?
No.
You didn't teach him everything?
But he sees me, he understands it. Now, he smoked a couple, but he's into that electronic cigar.
Man. You gotta get him off of that, man.
And I try to talk to him. You're like, Daddy, that's that stuff when they make their own. I was like, I don't care what it is. I said, this right here ain't gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Well, that right there. That's right. That right there, it is every day somebody's dying for them things.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. They are.
And we don't even know what the long-term effect of it. Wait about 10 years until that's kind of those reports start to come in.
Oh,
see
yes.
what kind of disease people develop.
Because that's what it's going to take is 20 years in order for you to get a clear case study on it.
Exactly.
And until then, everybody's an experiment. That's what I told him. So you're going to be a guinea pig. He's like, well, I guess that's what you say. I'm like, it's true.
When did you start smoking cigars?
1990.
1990. Wow.
Fort Lewis, Washington.
You're like a newbie, though. Wow.
And like I said, I was the running back on the post team, and most of the members of the team were sergeants or higher. So I started, I'm a buck private, E2, just going to E3. I'm hanging around with these E5s, E67s. They got E5, E67 numbers, money. So they try me out on Monte Cristo. And I'm like, oh, I like that. Man, I'm making $1,000 a month. I can't afford this.
Well, that's why you're hanging out with them.
And that's exactly why I did.
Yeah, you were smart back then too. No wonder why you got a great average right there. Yeah,
They said, man, fuck me, you always come around with. I always came around with the cheap liquor. They said, you always got liquor, yeah, because y'all always got sticks. I keep y'all wet, y'all keep me with a stick.
You played the game good. So after all these years, what is your favorite group of cigars? I'm not going to say one.
No, nobody has one favorite.
No, now that Frank realized this more than Padron.
Frank.
I have a favorite.
What's that?
Okay.
It's a Padron. Come on.
Like I said, I was a Monte Cristo man. I started off with Maduros. So I was always used to something that was medium to bold to bold, medium to bold to bold, medium bold to bold. And then, I got introduced to mediums, to Connecticut's, to Lanceros, and you still stand with those that are, the names, Monte Cristo, Padrones,
Perdomo, Oliva.
Yeah,
Romeo
Olivas.
and Juliet, Punch.
Definitely Romeo and Juliet. And then I come to Texas, and after I get to the Leaf, I start getting introduced to Roma Crafts, McAuliffe.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The McAuliffe, my favorite stick is the McAuliffe Grande Bowl Sumatra.
I guess you're an ambassador.
You're an ambassador,
Yes.
I'm sure, right? As we all are.
Yeah, we're all ambassadors too.
I loved that stick before they became our sponsors. When Rob said, well, we may get McAuliffe, I was like, McAuliffe who? He said, who we smoke. I'm like, for real? He's like, I said, oh yeah, bro, you got to hook that up. You got to hook that up and hook it up quick.
I have to talk to Bob about how he's getting all these
medallions.
Yeah,
Like,
McAuliffe is a good. No question.
My palate grew, and I understood that there was more than just medium plus to bold. There's more. You got Connecticut's that have great flavors that give you a great ride. Those mediums that have the profiles that hit the front, back, and middle of your tongue. And then when you retrohale, you're feeling a little bit of spice. And you're like, oh, man, where did this come from? That's what I was trying to tell my son about. I was like, it's just not that you're smoking it. It's a ride, man. I mean, everything about a cigar is the taste. It's the structure. It's a piece of art. I said, even down to the labels. I said, have you seen an ugly label other than Philly?
White Owl.
White Owl.
Yeah.
White Owl.
I'm like, everything is beauty in it. And I'm a proponent of it. Takes over 200 hands for every stick.
Even the box art on these things,
from
these
the
sticks.
from the soil to your lips, 200 people have touched that, and they take quality in what they present out there. I said versus I used to smoke cools when I was in the Army too. I said versus a cigarette, you got the same person in the factory doing that, and sometimes you get sick. You like, what the heck is this? But it's few and far between with sticks. So
yeah. No, I get that menthol taste, and nah.
That was me. I thought that if it wasn't a menthol, it didn't exist. But then, like I said, I started smoking cigars more and starting to understand that there's flavor to it, that tobaccos can be cured and they can be matured to a point where they bring out certain things. And I was like, man, why was I wasting my time with them pack of 20s that wasn't worth anything?
Yeah.
When you get you
done.
Oh yeah, and when you can get you a good stick, and I realized I was done with cigarettes when they went to $2 a pack. I was like, nah, bro, I'm good on this.
$2 a pack, man.
About $10.
I was done when it was $5.50 a carton.
Dude, when I looked at the price of cigarettes now, I was man, where in the world I do that? And see, my dad was he's a Vietnam veteran. He was shot. He actually died in Vietnam, and they resuscitated him. He bled out.
Holy cow.
My parents used to go on base and get cigarettes tax, no tax. So they come back with like 30 or 40 cartons. So that's all I knew was cigarettes back then. But then when I learned what a true stick is, what true tobacco is, bro, you can have that. That's a waste of time. You can keep them little things, man. I got me something that's going, one stick will last me that pack almost to you. And I get a better taste, better profile, better enjoyment than you'll ever get.
Absolutely enjoyment.
Cigarettes just a nervous habit. It's like you're smoking it so quickly just to get to the next one. Like, cigar, you sit down, is a whole change of mind.
And what is the cigarette community?
Yeah.
Community?
Yeah.
That's the reason why we're fighting, because of between the vape garbage which started all this protest, and then all the chemicals that are being put on the cigarettes, the cigars and the pipe tobacco is all being put into this, and it's wrong. Go after the vape, because that is absolutely a killer.
But even the cigarettes, even the cigarettes. Do you know what they do with the cigarettes that don't sell?
What's he doing to you? You're looking at him.
He's over there. He just bust out laughing at something. I don't know what it was, and I don't want to know knowing Rob.
No. Tell him to keep it in his pants.
Now, speaking of trying stuff new, Bryant, have you gone into pipe tobaccos? Have you ventured into that?
You see, when I worked on the railroad, I was a conductor before I became an engineer, so I used to have to walk trains a lot because I was over the road. Here he comes.
Hey, Ronnie. I don't know if you can hear me,
what's up, man?
but I'm actually working from here. Don't think I blew you off and stuck you with this douchebag.
Well, you know what? Right now, this douchebag is pretty good. You'll get you on soon. Let me know when you're not working.
Yeah, right.
Got the shirt on.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But, I was a railroader, and I used to have to walk trains a lot because I was over the rail.
Yeah.
And it's hard to have a cigar when you walk in a train, not get messed up. Broken. And if you break a cigar, you're mad because you just spent $4 or $5 on a stick, and now I can't enjoy it. So I started smoking a pipe, and my first pipe was a corncob pipe.
There you go,
Yeah,
Missouri
nice.
Moonshine, right from your home state there.
Right, yes, sir. I wanted to be like Popeye. I wanted to have that corncob. I used to walk the train with it stuck in my mouth. But it was an opportunity for me, especially when I got back up on the engine. You could get those aromatic tobaccos, and it didn't matter who your engineer was. They love, oh man, that smells good, yeah. So they allowed me to smoke.
Everybody loves the smell of pipe tobacco.
Oh yeah, they do. So they allowed me to smoke in the cab. So it was just a win-win for me. But
that was back in the day.
Back in the day.
Oh, you can't smoke anywhere.
Man, you can't even smoke in your own house, man.
In California, you
can't. My wife does not play that.
Oh man! So
he doesn't care.
2010, 10 years. You got to do a little quick up changing the ways there.
But her thing is, she has no problem. She supports me with Cigar Talk. She just like, when we're on the road, if she's riding in my vehicle, which is my truck, she knows I'm gonna smoke one off, and she has no problem with that.
Yep.
But everywhere else, she's like, nah, baby, you can't do that. I'm like, okay, and I respect that. I really do. So I go somewhere where she's not.
I'm watching you right now because you're just fluent.
And she might.
Your old man cave 200 yards away from the house.
But it became a blessing to me. I loved pipes, and then I got away from them for a while. And then Jay, who's the owner of the Leaf here, a year ago, he blessed me with a pipe, a Dunhill.
Nice.
Ooh.
A Dunhill.
Wow, that's a blessing.
Oh, what is it, the Pope?
That's a good.
I was like, thank you, Mama.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Oh, man. And the thing is, he has blessed me with some different types of tobacco also. He said, try this, try that, try this. And I'm like, oh, man, he said, don't get yourself pigeonholed into one. He said because, and as we say on the Cigar Talk, the Leaf has a vast array of pipe tobaccos.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thousands.
Yeah.
Man, you
there's
could
more pipe
not.
tobacco than there are cigars.
Yes.
And
Yes.
each one is so different.
And the old owner of the Leaf, Bill, that was his thing. He was a pipe smoker. He loved cigars, but when it came down to it, he'd put a stick down and grab his pipe in a heartbeat. So he amassed a great array of pipe tobaccos, and it's still there. And that's Jay's mindset still to keep it going. So
Nice. Very
We're
nice.
blessed.
Well, we're big pipe smokers
Yep.
too, so you know.
Have
I
you
get
tried
it.
the
I
new
get it.
Cornel and Deal Sun Bear that he put out? It was a limited run. If you didn't get a tin, it's you missed out.
I
But,
didn't.
Oh, it's got.
Ask him.
Oh,
Ask him.
yeah.
Now you're making me feel bad, man.
Try-
Come on,
Oh,
Kyle.
We don't,
Come on.
we don't want to see you
Hey.
try, man. I never
Just for
want to
that,
see a
Kyle is gonna give you one of his
6-foot guy
tins.
cry. No. Rob, where are you? Give him
Yeah.
some tissues over here.
But yeah, it's just beautiful, and that's the thing I love about the cigar community, because you never meet a stranger, no matter where you go, and we all have one thing in common.
Yes.
Stick.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to a lounge, you can walk in, not know a soul, but within 10, 15 minutes, you're talking with people, you
You're
know, and
talking
it
with
doesn't matter what walk of life they're coming
Nope.
from.
Nope.
You have this in common, and
Yep.
it is the conversation opener.
Oh
I mean,
yes.
and you walk out with best friends.
Yes.
You know it,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh
I
yeah.
walk in with Rob. That's
Yeah.
how it started.
Yes.
Yeah,
Started
exactly.
with a stick, and here you guys, basically, twin brothers here.
Yeah,
Don't ruin
truthfully,
each other.
carbon copy. Oh heck no. No. My wife might be watching. I really will be in trouble then.
Was that Brubeck Mountain? Was
Yep.
that?
Oh my. Oh jeez.
Yeah, no,
Deliverance.
Oh no.
Donnie,
Go back
walk
down.
back.
He was
Bring
playing
back.
Take 5 on it, you know?
walk out
back
and start. You say you walk out and start hearing banjos playing. You're like, oh no.
Oh, you're not going to squeal like a big man, are you?
We know the deliverance here.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was quite disturbing movie.
Oh,
Deliverance.
most definitely.
Very.
But in the end, listen back to the cigar community, the love, the environment is something that, once you become a part of, once you understand it, once you are immersed in it, you can't leave. You can't. It draws you back.
It
no
really
matter
is.
where.
We started a kind of club up by us,
Mhm.
and it's a cigar lounge, and everybody's out of cigars. So Bob and I and Kyle, we kind of went in there and started out pipes, and next thing we know, we converted a lot of cigar guys into pipes, and we're hanging out with 20, 25 guys smoking pipes, and they really can interchange.
Well, everybody
yes.
smokes a pipe, smokes cigars. I mean,
Oh yes,
Yeah, virtually everybody.
everybody. Yeah.
because it's the same mentality. It's the thing about a pipe, though. I tell you, it's a work, because you have an apparatus that you fall in love with,
Yeah.
and it's yours. You never get rid of it.
Your best
And-
friend for life if you take care of it, man.
Oh yes, and that's the part about it, taking care of it,
Yes.
because you do things, you treat it a certain way. You never let anybody handle it.
Yep.
It's yours. It's an appendage to you, and it's you. You don't put what was it, Prince Albert in a can in it.
No.
You usually let them out.
yeah. You ensure that you put quality things in there, because
Especially a Dunhill.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
oh yes,
Even that
because
corn cob you can try.
man, that corn cob, I had that corn cob for 4 years.
Yeah.
Well, you
Wow.
burn
For
through it.
4 years, and then it burnt through on me. The
Burnt it out,
the
huh?
front side burnt out on
Baby,
me.
too hot. You
Yeah.
abused it. You're a corn cob abuser, man.
Fortunately, they're reasonably priced.
Yeah,
Yes,
13
yes.
bucks, you can get a new one.
Dude, I bought that one for $7.
$5.
Yeah, $7. I got that one.
Exactly.
$5 at the drugstore, you get a new one.
$7 for 4 years. I was like, I got my money's worth.
I think so.
Hey, Brian, ask Bob if he has the first pipe he's ever smoked.
I do.
I knew he would because,
Wow.
and ask him how many pipes he has.
How many pipes do you have?
800.
Modestly.
I think it's a little bit more, but his wife is watching.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a collect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like pipes.
I gotta salute you, bro.
Ask Ronnie how many pipes he's up to.
How many?
Teresa's right out the door.
Oh, since please don't say.
Only 5.
He's 7 years older, but I'm catching up.
You're catching up. I feel it. I feel
Never
it. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
Buy on Saturday.
That's the
No,
thing
she was
about
there.
it.
She knows.
Just a couple.
But it's right. Each one just becomes part of you.
Oh,
you know?
yes.
And
Oh, yes.
the big thing, they don't talk back and they don't divorce you.
Oh, tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Well,
We got a guy that goes to the Leaf. He's young. He got his first mirror show.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Nice.
So his mindset was he wanted it to be like, he wanted to coat and be like everybody else's. And then he got a good tutelage from a guy that smokes. He said it all comes down to how you take care of it and only putting one type of tobacco in it for good.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not necessarily true.
Some people have that. Some people want to smoke just that one. And I asked him about it years ago.
Oh, yeah. The man with 800 pipes. Yeah, educate me, please.
Well, he started smoking in 1966.
66.
Wow.
That was before I was
My
in
first one was
I
the
was in
summer of
diapers.
1973.
My mother
and,
was 16.
that was a corn cob.
Okay.
So, I don't know if I might have that somewhere in the shed. I'm not sure. I would like to find it. But knowing Bob, he definitely has the stuff from the 60s.
Oh, I got them all. I never threw a pipe away, man. I've always taken care of them. They've always treated me good.
That's a blessing. That truly is. Because that's a trip. Each one of those pipes has its own story.
Oh,
And
yeah.
its
it
own,
does.
yeah. So
That
you
is
go back and
history.
just look at that and with your grandchildren. Hey, I remember when, and this happened. And they're looking at you like, how do you know this? Because, hey, it's an adventure.
Yeah.
You know, I had this pipe. I did this at this time in my life. It was with me. It was with me everywhere I went. You know, you don't get those stories with anything else.
Well, there's some stories that you don't tell anybody.
Well,
Got his washboard.
well, and then I always say with people too, and we have friends that say this too, and it's like you buy a $12 stick, you smoke it through it. What do you have left? Just ash, maybe the band. You got a pipe. We spent, maybe $100, $200 on.
Yes, sir.
You smoke through it. You still have that beautiful piece of art left
sir.
over
You'll have it
when you're
for
done.
years.
Yeah, and
Yes, sir.
it's
Your whole life,
your
really.
whole
Like
lifetime.
you said, from the 60s.
Lifetime. Yeah.
You know, 66, that pipe was older than me.
Yeah.
My mama was 16 then. So, you see what I'm saying?
I got pipes from the 30s and 40s that I put in thick pipes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a couple of state pipes from the 50s and 60s. I mean, they're some of my best pipes.
And that's the thing, getting those estate pipes or going to those estate sales, and you find diamonds in the rough. Things that you're like, man, I haven't seen one of these ever. And they talked about this, but this gentleman had it, and he had it forever. Now he's gone. His family's selling it off.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you want to keep that tradition going. It's beautiful. I love the cigar community, man. I love the cigar and pipe community with only thing that rivals it to me was when I was in the Army. The camaraderie you get in the Army, the military. That's the only thing that rivals it to me. I played football. I was a cop, but the only thing comes close to that camaraderie of the Army is the cigar community, because everybody is there for everybody's for everybody else.
Yep.
Because in the end, in the military, one bad apple can kill the whole platoon.
Yep.
The whole platoon. And so you have to weed out those knuckleheads, those ingrates. And once you get a perfect team, y'all stay together forever. And you can charge, you can take any heel that you feel like you can take any heel on this earth, man. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you.
I'll tell you
That's
this.
what I loved about the Army. That's what I loved about the Army.
I'll tell you this, Bryant. If you're not, look into on Facebook. There's a group called Briar Nation.
What's the name of it again?
Briar Nation.
Briar Nation.
And we're
Okay.
we're another huge pipe and cigar community, and a lot of those guys are actually military in there as well too.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
I most definitely would look that up.
And you know what? You kind of lead into a little bit. I'm just going to change the fact that since we are talking about Briar Nation, our women and men wearing the red, white, and blue, we are taking up a collection of pipes, cigars, any kind of paraphernalia in the smoke world. We're getting a care package to the president, Jerry Feliciano, who is right now stationed in the Middle East.
Somewhere. That's top secret right now.
You know what that's all about.
Oh,
We
most
will get it.
definitely.
We will get everything that we accumulate and send it to him directly. So
He'll disperse it
the
to
troops will
to
be
the
able to
troops.
sit down and have
So we
a
got
nice smoke.
tobacco, cigars.
I can tell you this. That's the greatest thing a military person can get is when someone from back home sends them that care package, and it's like Christmas for 30 and 40 year olds.
Yeah.
You know, we sit there and you open up the box and nobody keeps things for themselves. We all share, and everybody gets to get a part of this home.
Yep.
No matter where you are, everybody gets a part of home, and it makes you feel. I've seen dudes. Man, I've seen dudes I thought had rock jaws and all this come to tears when we went to mail call and somebody got a box and they just shared everything to them. I'm choking up now myself because I remember those things. When you're overseas, you're in the theater operations, you ain't got to be overseas. You could be home, but away from home. And somebody cares enough to just send you like a pipe and some cleaner and some tobaccos and matches. This is a piece of home, man. I can sit back and just chill.
Our audience studio here, Jeff Rice, he's a Navy man, and he's shaking his head. He knows exactly.
Yes.
That's so true.
Because you sign a blank check to Uncle Sam. You do. When you join the military, you sign a blank check.
Yep.
For whatever he asks you to do, you're giving your life to do it. And for someone from back home to say, okay, I appreciate that, bruh, ain't nothing like it. And that's why I say that's what the cigar community rivals to me. It gives me that same feeling, that same, we're about each other. No matter where we are, we're about each other. Like we got a guy that's a member of CIGAR Talk. He religiously listens to. He's from Australia.
Really?
We do our herps every Saturday night. He's on there. We here in the dark. He said, "Oh yeah, it's Saturday night for us." But he said, "Yeah, it's Sunday, 6 o'clock in the morning." I'm sitting down. I'm like, "Let me know what the lottery numbers are, bro." Let me know what the lottery numbers are. He said, "It don't work." I know it don't work like that. But you in Sunday, I'm still sitting here Saturday, and I see you sitting there. It's beautiful. It is international. It's about it. The world. It is. It's the world.
And Australia's got big issues with tobacco.
Yeah,
he was telling us about the prices.
I don't know how anybody there can even afford to smoke.
Like $125 a stick. The taxes.
And to get stuff in, because he told me and Rob one night on the herp, he's like, he had to spend, what was it, $15,000 one time for the taxes?
Oh, yeah. The taxes are outrageous.
With it was Smith face over there when he had got those sticks came in, it was what, 15,000?
Fuck no.
What was it? 1,500?
Yeah.
1,500. My fault. 1,500
per kilo.
per kilo.
Wait a minute. Are we still talking about tobacco?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this the white powder or
the kilos?
We say pounds. Everywhere else says kilos. But you say a kilo here. A cop like me like what?
Yeah.
Where is that?
How many is this coming across the border?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Where you all at?
2.2 ounces in a key.
Make it for the man who knows.
Yes.
Bob was a hippies.
Yes.
28 grams in an ounce.
28 grams.
Child of the hippie world, indeed.
Hey, that's for the 60s, man.
That's just growing up in the hood. Because as a cop, I can sit there and look at something, man, that's an ounce. Oh, you ain't gonna wear it. No, bro. You can look at it and tell that's an ounce.
Absolutely.
That's 5 years, bro. What? What? That's 5 years, bro.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Not anymore. You know? Well, yeah, Illinois is legal too now. About that.
Yep.
Woo.
Yeah.
So keep Texas straight.
Oh yeah, because they're not gonna play that down here at all. And that's the beauty of it, man.
What's the future of the cigar talk, being that the other guy's talking behind you all the time?
It's going to grow, and it's like Rob said. He said one day he's just going to drop the mic and walk off. I'm like, what am I going to do? He said, you're going to walk with me, or you're going to pick it up yourself. I'm like, nah, bro, I can't do this by myself.
I hear you.
By myself.
There's chemistry.
You're playing off each other, and you know, it's something that works.
Oh yes, because that's us all the time. As you see, me and him just sitting here now is just playing off each other. Him doing, flashing the moon, brightening up the office and stuff. That's us all the time, man. All what you hear on Cigar Talk is me and him all the time.
Yep.
Well,
no matter where we are.
Pretty much like us, but we're not showing the bat and 2 balls.
Oh,
no.
That dude there,
nobody here is jousting.
Me neither.
Men. No, there ain't that.
No, not happening.
The closest thing to that is giving these guys a wedgie.
Yeah.
Not in our house. Not in our house. No.
Bruh, it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight.
Yeah, but he's in Florida. The other guy is about 10 miles south, so that ain't happened.
Ain't
We're brothers. He's been kicking my ass since 1959.
That's the way I feel about it, man. It's just a beautiful thing, man. And I get to meet gentlemen like you all, man. No matter what, we can sit here.
Gentlemen.
Whoa, hey.
You keep forgetting.
Where is this?
Back there.
Where are they?
Forgetting, I'm from East St. Louis. Y'all gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Y'all are gentlemen. Bruh. It's a blessing, man, to be able. We've been sitting and talking 35, 45 minutes.
In an hour, but who's counting?
Yeah, and it's a great conversation. It's a great conversation. Where else can you get that?
Only in cigar lounges.
Come on, bro. Come on. Or the VA.
It might be longer at the VA. You might be sitting there longer.
A lot longer.
What are you smoking there?
I am smoking
away
a San Lotano. It was an age.
He just had one.
Yeah. What do you think of it?
He just bought a box.
Fantastic.
Where you getting it from?
Rob.
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 Did Rob rob that from somewhere? Or what?
You know he did.
Yeah. We understand this background.
Oh, most definitely.
They're around. They're around.
Like I said, they've been discontinued. These got stocks.
Oh, so you're smoking a classic antique?
Yes. And it's a great stick too, man. I'm sitting there tasting all these. When I say a flavor profile, I got a little bit of white pepper, very earthy, a little nutty. But man, I'm talking about. I'm in my the end of my second, third now, bruh.
Is that the Maduro?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oily wrapper.
Gotta have that.
Oh, most definitely.
I'm a Maduro fan. I mean,
yeah.
I'll have to break out.
Oh, be there Saturday.
He's been hoarding. That's a good sound.
I know we've been down a couple of times. It's the first we hear of it, sir.
Yeah, that's where I got here this last month because it's been hard with the leaf being shut down the way it was because they were moving from one location to another.
Oh, okay.
I was starting to get to the bottom of that humidor.
So you only have one lounge next to you?
That's
it.
Huh?
Yeah, it's the only one that you can smoke. Now there's a smoke shop where we find the Aladinos at.
Okay.
And as far as a lounge, there's only the leaf.
Okay.
And I start getting to the bottom of my humidor, finding them gems and not wanting to smoke them. Like, man, I really don't want to smoke this. Man, I need a stick. I need a stick right now.
Well, get that local lounge. Get them hooked up with called The Bowl. They have Ace Prime cigars and Crown Head cigars, and you can put an order through them, and your cigar lounge will have that ready for you for pickup. Or if he does deliveries, they'll deliver that to your house,
right to your door.
He will.
And that's the bowl.
That's the beauty of it, and the love for the brick and mortars. Because like I said, in their transition to move, they got caught up in a lot of situations. Man, I'm still going over there. I'm like, when I get a chance, hey, bro, I need to give me a box of that, give me a box of that, give me a box of that. Because without that brick and mortar, I'm stuck to going another 150 miles down to Killeen, down to Fort Hood, to try to find me some sticks. Nah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you do have a computer. It's the old internet.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Very informal. Very informal, but hey, an emergency.
In emergency, it's still that option. You still got that option.
And you save the taxes and stuff like
that.
But
you got to keep the brick and mortar going.
Yes.
You pay for a place to go and meet other people.
And we are very fortunate here where we are. I mean, we have some stores here that we just love going to. I mean, they treat us like royalty. You go there and it's like family. You go. Everybody's eating and drinking and smoking and it's just hours of great time, man.
Yep.
And you miss it when you're away. And that's the thing that we're missing now because we don't have me and they was talking the other day, man, I can't wait till the damn place open back up. I can't.
Well, us, we have our regular gathering every Wednesday night. We have the Great Lakes Pipe and Cigar Gathering Club, and it's shut down. You got 6 feet away. You can only stay 50 minutes. You can't get in a group that everybody's talking and having a good old time. It's just taken away from us.
And in this particular place, there's live music.
Yeah,
6,000 square feet. Yeah. This is a huge lounge.
And
it's an open mic. Anybody can come up and play.
Okay.
Yeah, if you ever come up to Chicago, Bryant.
Right, Kyle.
Yeah. If you ever come up to Chicago, Bryant, let us know because we'll get you out there. It's called the Cuban Experience. We'll go out there. We'll have a chill smoke and everything.
I'm trying to get up there to Chicago. My brother, like I said, he's a Chicago cop. His youngest son is a cop too. He graduated from the University of Chicago 3 years ago, and he got out. He's actually he's been a year and a half since he's been on the force. But my brother's oldest son is the number 2 heavyweight in the UFC.
Ooh.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Curtis Razor Blades. That's my nephew.
Oh, no kidding.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I got to get up there because I got to see
him. Do you have any friends in the naval base? Because where we go, it's
right up 10 minutes from the naval base.
A few blocks away from the naval base.
I can get on base anywhere I want. I got my card.
Okay.
Here we go.
Well, we go to Chicago. We got Erwin Reese. We got Mr. Higgs.
We got Arlington, which that's a place that our club, Chicago Pipe Club, meets now. They got 13,000 sticks there.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And
just a little bit. We don't want to rub it in.
Hey, and Bob.
It's not Texas.
And
Texas is the big boy.
Hold on, too.
13,000 sticks.
Not only 13,000 sticks.
Is the walls.
Let me explain something to you. I have never been in a place more prideful than Texas.
More private?
No.
Prideful.
Prideful. Oh yeah, they all
the heart of Texas.
Yes. Everything is better here. What? Man, it's a Dust Bowl. It's the best Dust Bowl in the world.
It's either better, bigger.
Oh yeah.
Yes. He's telling the truth. He's telling the truth. I'm like, man,
they do have good steaks.
Oh
yes.
Lord. It's this place here, Throckmorton, Texas. One of the 70s Cowboys, he's from there, but they have this large ranch. And my first job with the state, I was an investigator. I was an asbestos investigator. I worked for the Department of Health. I went out, people removing, doing all this stuff.
Yep.
So I had like 20-something counties that were mine, and I had to go to Throckmorton for an investigation. And I start coming down this long two-lane highway, just two lanes. Speed limit 75 miles per hour on a 2-lane highway. And about 5 miles down the road, I'm looking at it, I was like, man, that's a big cow. And as I got closer, it got bigger and bigger. Man, this is about this 60 or 70 foot sculpture of a freaking longhorn bull sitting on the side of the road.
You sure that wasn't Rob hanging out mooning everybody?
It was too brown. It was too brown.
He didn't wipe. Oh, well.
I was like, what in the hell is this? And I'm looking, I'm like, somebody actually welded this humongous piece of steel and put it on the side of the road.
Wow. Everything's bigger in Texas.
That's why I said, yeah, I got to be in Texas. I got to be in Texas, man.
All right.
I love it. I love where we are because I'm surrounded by 3 Air Force bases. You got Shepherd in Wichita Falls, Dyess here in Abilene, and Goodfellow in San Antonio.
And how far is Hood from you?
Hood is 140 miles.
Oh, so you're
40
like
hours.
Yeah,
almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
No, really not here.
3 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours because it's speed limit is
Texas, you can
75
drive
everywhere.
100 miles an hour. You get
Well,
there.
that's true. They get
Tell the truth.
Right?
Tell the truth. And because my stepson is stationed at Hood, he's an MP at Hood.
Oh, okay.
He just came back from Germany. So, I'm surrounded by like-mindedness, that military mind.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people in Abilene are retired Air Force. So, you still had that same mindset. We all start off on our left foot. If 2 of us are walking together, we all in synchronization because I can't walk out of step with you. I got to get that step in and get back on it. But it's a beautiful mindset because it gives you an opportunity to dwell somewhere with like-minded people. And I love it, man. I truly love it. I tell everybody, I came to Texas thinking I with a big head and I got humbled. God truly humbled me down here. He showed me what beauty really was. He really did. Because I can look at that dust bowl and like, yeah, that is kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool. But it's still dust. It's still dust.
I hear you. Well, listen, I want to thank you for coming on.
No, I thank you all.
We really hope you had a wonderful time. We
Yes,
certainly enjoyed your conversation.
Yes,
Absolutely.
We would really like to hang with you someday. That would be.
I'm definitely gonna do it. When I come to
come up
Chicago,
here,
I'm gonna
you
let you know.
got my number.
Yes, sir.
And we can definitely hit a couple of lounges, or at least one, to have one man-to-man smoke.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
But
And a drink.
yes,
Most definitely. I'll be riding.
And
but I would like to invite you to stay on board because what we do now, and it's up to you if you like.
well,
we
Ronnie,
do
we just there he is. I was like, we just lost Frank, and now he's back.
Oh, we always lose Frank, he's out there. He's like Kramer.
This is our little segment. It's kind of good times. Basically, it's a lot of laughs where we have, we have some questions that are directed to us. He makes us fools out of us.
Okay.
But then we have a question that goes out for the audience, and this is how they win a free pipe.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
It's just a bunch of laughs. So you're welcome to stay on.
Yes, sir. I
And
will.
if you choose not to, we'd like to have you back in any event.
I'll be right here.
Fine.
And tell the other half.
No,
Yeah,
we're
but
gonna leave
please,
him alone.
please have his clothes on, please.
Yes, we're gonna leave him alone. Leave him over there doing what he's doing.
And
I'll get on him. I'll get on him.
one last thing, when you come to Chicago, we'll take you to Arlington Pipe and Cigar Lounge, and we'll show you their pipe room where they have over 300 tobacco blends there
Oh yeah.
at their
Oh
place.
yes. Oh yeah. Got to bring my done here with me. Baby.
Yes.
All right.
Enjoy
There you go.
I'm gonna enjoy that.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again. So if you like to stick around, get some laugh, and see how stupid Cousin Frank tries to make us look.
And he don't care how stupid we are.
All right.
All right, Frank, take it away.
Take it away. Stop the choo.
See, Brian, it's easy. These guys, it's easy. Chooch in Italian means basically donkey.
Well, you jackass, dude. Just say it the way it is.
Come on, a little respect.
It's right over your left shoulder. Look at that jackass.
I wanted to give him the full, scope of what we do here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
Gotcha.
you could tell him straight. He got it, man. He ain't no pansy. Tell
No
him.
sir. No
Make us
sir.
a jackass. Go ahead,
Just
Frank.
worth 1,000 words.
So my whole thing is it's about history. You know, I'm a history buff of sorts.
Okay.
And so I try to give these guys some answers, some questions that they can answer, but mostly they usually don't. But sometimes they do get lucky.
Yeah, well, it is luck. It is luck.
Yes.
It's the stupid part of the brain that comes through.
When I want to be a giving person, when I want to be the giving cousin, I give them easier questions.
Gotcha.
So today I'll mix it up a little bit. So and this week, during this week in history, it could be today, it could have been yesterday, it might be tomorrow. But
hold on, Frank. Hold on a second. Are we going to let Brian get in on this too? Brian, if you want to
be a part of it,
maybe you can get the pipe tonight, you know?
But the way you answer is you got to go on Facebook and put in the answer.
Are you on Facebook? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So the one that we're watching, Kyle is watching like a hawk to see who's got it. So do I, because sometimes, we're in a 5-second delay, Kyle?
There's a 30-second delay from answer or from question to what they hear on Facebook.
Okay.
So we got a little music, ting, ting, and then we'll see what happens. All right, cuz, go for it.
Here we go. On this day in history, somewhere in the eastern part, further than where we are, out of our country, there was a water shortage that was very severe, and it broke records. They had standpipes that would, were being erected in parts of the country where water reservoirs were at their lowest ever. What country experienced this severe drought and water shortage?
What year?
Well, this is 1976.
76. And how long was the drought for?
Well, I'll tell you what. They're not telling me how long it was, but people had to actually begin turning off their water for as long as 6 hours per day, and companies facing limits of the amount of water that they can use up to 50% of normal. So they were really low, and this place usually does rain. That's a clue.
Yes, I gather.
Country that could get
76.
Yeah.
76.
I think that would have been Great Britain, wasn't it?
There we go, the UK.
There you go.
Jeff gets it.
Nice.
All right, Jeff.
Very nice.
All right.
He's a stand-in chooch tonight.
There you go. All right, Jeff.
All right.
Okay, what's the next one, Frank?
Back in 1999, this toy company, announces their final toy being built.
Mattel.
Being made.
99, huh?
And it was a bear called The End. What company?
Stife.
Who?
That could be.
Stife?
Yep. Stife.
No, I don't even know who that is.
That's a German company.
Yeah. They make the bear that has the button on the ear.
No. I'll give you a little hint.
Oh, TY, Beanie Babies.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
There we go. Peace, baby.
Okay.
They
All
were
right.
the craze. 1999, they ended.
Okay.
Sorry, we're getting answers here from Italy, and Teresa said Haiti, and the route said Africa, and Ian said TY. But Ian, this is still us. You're coming up, folks.
A lot of countries chiming in here. All right, so now this is the one that goes.
Three more. No, this is
one
the
more
third
for us.
one for
One more
the
for us.
choosers.
Okay, one more.
And then we reach out to our audience.
All
What's
right.
the next one, Frank?
This is still for you guys. This was back on September 1st, 2009. So only 11 years ago. It was the largest Asian oil company, purchased what for 1.7 billion in 2 projects in Canada. What were the projects?
Play the music.
This ain't for the. This is for us still.
Yeah,
I have no clue.
I guess I'm a chooch then.
I don't know.
I'm lost.
Join the club, Brian.
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
Exxon Mobil?
Wow.
Was it?
Purchased a majority stake of 1.7 billion in
In
Canada.
Canada.
I'm giving you half the answer. It's an oil company. What is in Canada?
I don't know.
Oh my God, guys!
Exxon Oil?
what-
Exxon Mobil?
Oil sands. The oil sands. It's the tough. It's
Oil
very
sands.
tough.
Yeah, they bought Opti.
Yes, it's the oil sands, which is the most difficult oil actually to mine. It costs the most.
Wow.
But
Okay.
the company they bought was Opti.
Opti was the name of
Opti
the
was
company.
the company they bought.
Well, see, he knows more than I do. I don't know the company that they bought. All I know is the number.
All right.
Jeff is running here tonight.
Jeff is running it
Jeff
tonight.
has got Alexa next to him.
No, I don't. I wouldn't have one.
All right, he's got Google. Anyway, so this is the next.
This
Well,
is,
here for the audience.
this is
for
for
all
the
of you.
beans right
Dr.
here.
Caffey. How does Dr. Caffey? Dr. Gabby Caffey is listening. By the way,
Hey.
Oh.
hello, Dr. Gabby Caffey and Brian. If you haven't had a Caffey 1901,
You
smoke,
better get one.
that
Okay.
is a smoke you must.
You gotta have
Happy
it.
You must. And I know you guys get Kerr. They
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Kerr and Gabby are together on a couple of smokes. But if you
Okay.
haven't had it, trust us on this one. 1901, any line, it is hit after hit after hit. You're going to hit a grand slam with
Gotcha.
Well,
Yes.
1901.
Frank only
Yep.
used to smoke Padron, and he tried the 1901, and now he loves it. So that tells you the caliber of a
this,
smoke that we're talking
The
about.
Honduran
Gotcha.
smoke.
Gotcha.
That's exactly right. It's a great smoke.
Welcome aboard, Gabby. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Hey.
Yes, God bless you too, buddy. God bless you too. All right.
Okay, so this is out for the audience.
This is out for the audience. I'm not going to make this too tough.
All right.
So you're gonna get some people answering quickly. Let's see how fast.
But it has to be the right answer.
I know it. Of course, it has to be the right answer. On this day in history, September 1st, this prized heavyweight boxer was born in 19. What's the date he was born? Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to give you the day he was born because I can't figure out the math. Oh, it's 23. 1923.
Jeez.
September 1st, 1923, this prized boxer was born.
Rocky
And
Marciano.
No. This is
what the? Fangula Bob, what are you doing?
Hey,
Come
he
on.
worked so hard to get that.
What's the
man.
matter,
Man,
you?
man.
Come on. What's going on here?
Sorry, Frank.
Oh, jeez.
Man.
Would
He
somebody
had a
put a
well,
muzzle
as
on
you all
him?
know, Rocky Marciano is a family friend that my father and mother and Bob actually used to hang out with his daughter when they used to
We
go
were born
up.
in a room apart. Born in the same hospital, yeah.
Obviously, he couldn't hold it in.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I know. You know,
Jeez,
couldn't
Bob.
he overcame on that one.
Yes,
you
he
know?
overcame, as usual.
Sorry, man.
Will
I'm
you,
sorry.
will you put a gag in him and shut him up? I mean, jeez.
You know how many
And
times
he
he's
tells
done
me to shut up. How do you like that?
This guy has done that so many times. I don't even know why. Just give Bob. Bob should give one of his 800 pipes away.
Yes. Yeah, there he
I'll
is.
mute-
Yeah.
I'm going to mute our microphone.
No, I'm
next
not going to
week.
say another word. Go ahead, Frank. Next one.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sorry,
Oh,
Jeffrey Miller had
man.
the answer, but that unfortunately it was blown.
It was literally
All
blown.
right, get ready, folks. This is for you and only you.
Yeah.
You just shut the hell up.
Yeah.
But Bryant, you can still play.
All right. On this date in history, or around this week in history, 1945, this person declares independence from France, and who is this person? He declares the independence of what from France.
Music, sir.
I gotta
I think Brian might know this.
Oh, he's typing away. We're waiting to see the types. 1945. All right, we got Bryant Haiti.
Oh, that was a good answer. That was a good answer.
Keep coming, folks. Keep coming. We're gonna give this pipe away.
Ryan, I think Frank is saying something to you.
Think about your dad.
I got you.
I can be like Bob too.
There it is.
Ryan should have it.
Oh, no, Jeffrey Miller, Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam.
There you go, Ho Chi Minh.
Brian, you're too slow, damn it.
Oh.
Texas is supposed to be faster than
Yeah.
that. He beat you by this much.
Yeah.
It looks like I won on mine.
Oh, yes, Jeffrey Miller is the winner of tonight's pipe from RNA Treasures in Tampa, Florida. Do me a favor. I know you're listening, Jeffrey. DM me your address so we can get this out to you. Congratulations. And Ian, you were just right behind Bryant and Jeffrey, guys. Oh, well, that was a good one. Very good. Bob, you messed up big time, man.
Yeah, I'm
Big
sorry.
time.
I'm sorry.
You threw the crowd into a spin.
You're lucky I didn't give Dom away, too.
But Frank gave Bryant the answer.
I know. He whispered it to me. You were there.
I think Bryant was so excited. I got it. I got it. I got it.
When he said your dad, I was like, oh, Vietnam.
Oh, okay. So we had people listening to you from the get-go. Congratulations there, Jeffrey. Thank you very much.
Jeffrey says donated to the troops. So thank you, Jeffrey.
Most definitely.
Thank you.
Yes.
Very nice.
Jeffrey, thank you.
Thank you,
That is
buddy. That's
awesome.
great.
Congratulations. This pipe from RNA Treasures has been donated to our big boys and women at the armed services. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Jeffrey, thank you. Jeffrey, Bryant, I hope you had a wonderful time with us.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did, brothers. I truly did. I appreciate this, man. And again, thank you for giving me an opportunity to come on your show and be the knucklehead that I am.
And tell that other knucklehead.
Woo, Lord.
And if if he doesn't show up for a show, you can always call us. We'll fill in.
Most definitely.
Thank you,
Brian. Thank you very much. To all of you out there, it was a nice crowd. Here we are, Bryant Falconer, and a military policeman, a great human being. We had a wonderful time with him. And for anybody who would like to give us any information, you can always email us at the Great Lakes Smoke Show at AOL.com or PM us with anything that you like to know, questions, information. We're always looking. So from all of us to all of you, thank you. Have a great smoking week. Good night now.
Good night, everybody.